All right, people. So right now I'm going to show you making some different kinds of bottoms, like jeans out of rectangles. And I'll get to making kind of bottoms or jeans from circles, and then I'll do some shoes for you too. So just to get started, to make jeans out of rectangles or bottom pants, pull out a rectangle and then pull out another rectangle to cut a hole between the two legs. You can use a smart guides and kind of line it up. And then select both those rectangles and subtract. So it's compound shapes up here, subtract to cut out the middle part. And then you have basically a pant shape. You can go and color it, add a color. And then to edit a little bit more, or like bend the knees or add kneecaps, you go to convert to path. All right, and so I'm just gonna duplicate this real quick, save some time. So this is our base shape for the rectangle pants, and what I'm gonna end up doing is using the sub-select tool and adding anchor points for kneecaps over here. So I'll just 1, 2, 3 anchor points on this side for a kneecap. I'm gonna try to line them up over here. 1, 2, 3 anchor points on this side for a kneecap. So you select the middle kneecap or the middle anchor point and then pull it out a little bit. And it's on, the joint is on straight. So I just switch it to mirrored. And now you can make it bigger, smaller, pull it out further. Same thing on this side. I'm just gonna pull it out a little bit and change to mirrored. So that's it. That's my little jeans with kneecaps. And then on this side, right over here, I'm going to bend the knees. So with that sub-select tool, remember I converted it to a path already. So I'm using the sub-select tool. I'm just going to add an anchor point around the kneecaps where it's going to bend on the inside and the outside of each leg. So now I have those anchor points. I'm going to click and drag to select both those anchor points. So I think you can, once you click one, hold down shift and then click the other one. So 2 of those anchor points are blue, they're selected, and you can just click and drag them out how you want them. Like that looks pretty natural. If you want to do both, go in and out. All right. You can also kind of taper the leg if you wish. You can move around the anchor points down here. You can move around the anchor points up here too. If you want, you can make like a little waist. All right, so that gives you a couple little options for making pants out of rectangles. If you want to clip something else within to make like this curve, you can just pull out an ellipse, change the color a little bit so it's not exactly the same, and then select both. And where's clip right here, so you're clipping the smaller circle within the rectangle pants. Now it looks like it has a little pocket. So those are really good options for making pants. Another one that you can do is basically the same. We're just going to use circles. So let's do that. Pull out a circle, and then I'm going to copy Command C, Command V to paste it. It's pasted right on top, and then I'm going to resize that inner circle, the one on top, just by holding Option and Shift at the same time, so it constrains proportions and sticks it to the middle. And then you're going to select both of those and subtract. All right, that's it. And then we're just going to cut off the bottom part. So you select the shape and hit the knife tool right here. And you can just drag all the way through and it'll cut. And to separate the pieces, you go back to the regular selection tool, click away from everything selected right now. You click away to deselect and then click the half that you want to move. So this half I don't need anymore. And this half can be pants just like that, or you can do a couple things to them. You can just resize them, make them tall, make them fat, make them how you want. And then if you want to further kind of edit the anchor points, you just select it and it's already turned into a path. So you can just hit sub-select and add anchor points. You select anchor points at the top and just move both of them up to make like a waist. If you want to make them a little bit bigger, just pull out the anchor points on either side. You want to make the pants, the legs smaller, you can pull them in. So it's just playing with these anchor points. You can move them around. If you decide you don't want an anchor point, you can go and select them and hit delete, and they're gone. So hopefully that gives you a couple ideas. Let me do a little bit different over here. I'm just going to add anchor points up top, pull them out for legs. That's it. You can, move around these anchor points how you wish. I'm just going to change this one to straight, and now he has kind of a point in there. So hopefully that gives you a couple ideas. Don't forget you can just add anchor points wherever you want with the subselect tool. Just click along the path and then you have an anchor point. If you want to get rid of it, you just hit delete or select it and then hit delete. All right, so moving on, I'll make you a couple options for shoes. I always just start shoes quick and easy with the rectangle tool. So you pull out a rectangle tool and you can even color it real quick so you can see it good. So rectangle, and then it's all about corners, but you don't want to round all the corners the same. So it's over here in advanced settings where it says uniform corners. You just unclick that and this little box pops up. You can, put in specific dimensions or angles for rounded corners, but I just unlock all of these. And then when you go and click on your shape with the direct selection tool, so I just hit D on the keyboard or just went up here, or the sub select tool. And now these little orange anchor points you can pull to round corners individually instead of uniform. So I just make one side have that like big long round, and then the other ones are a little bit softer, shallow. So that looks like an okay shoe shape right there. You can add this little dip just by using a circle and subtract. So we use an ellipse, cover about that area where your foot would go in, select both, and hit subtract. And that was it. I had a couple little lines on this one, so you just hit line tool and pull out a line. It's not thick enough, so change the point to 2. That's it. And I don't really like the sharp corners on that, so let's try to select just the line. Come on. Can I? All right, let's just put it here. And then, so you have a couple options in lines. If you go to borders, you can change the endpoints. So now they're rounded a little bit. Whoops. All right, so that's my one lace, and now I'm just gonna hold down Option. Whoops. Select that, and then hold down Option to make a duplicate, and make another duplicate. Yeah. Here we go. You can also add like a top to it. Same thing, just with a rounded rectangle. So let me just pull out another rectangle for you. Make high tops, another rectangle, change the color, and then corners. You can just round the corners. If you want to round the corners individually, again, what I'm trying to show you is if you go to advanced settings right here in appearance for the corners, uniform corners, you can shut that off and then just unlock all the corners, and then use the sub select tool and you have these orange handles and you can change the direction or the amount of that curve on individual corners.